As the death toll on our roads continues to climb, an advocacy group is calling for tougher consequences.
They're arguing that Iryna's law should be used in cases where extreme recklessness behind the wheel leads to someone's death.
WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre takes a closer look at the law.
Speeding, running a red light, or dangerous driving. Advocates say when that kind of behavior leads to someone's death, that the consequences should reflect the severity. They believe that Iryna's law could and should apply in these cases. Well, one attorney I spoke with said there's one key word missing in those cases: intent.
We see in North Carolina and Charlotte recently is that you can have a crash, you can kill someone, and you can be out tomorrow on minimal bonds. And that has to change.
Certain decisions behind the wheel can have deadly consequences. In Charlotte, Vision Zero data shows deadly and serious injury crashes are on the rise. According to their report, 81 people were killed last year, a 9% increase from the year before. A troubling trend for Terry Lensdell with Bike Walk North Carolina, an advocacy group.
If you're speeding, you have a likelihood of losing control. If you're distracted, you have a likelihood of losing control. When you lose control of your vehicle, violence happens on our roadways.
Lensdell supports Iryna's law. The law was passed after a deadly stabbing on the Blue Line last year. It eliminates cashless bail for certain violent offenders, including murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault, to name a few. They face stricter bail requirements that must be set by a judge and not a magistrate. Lensdell argues it should apply to deadly traffic crashes as well.
If it's a Class A felony that you committed in a car, it should be treated as the same as a violent crime outside of a car.
For example, felony death by vehicle can be charged as a Class D felony. First-degree burglary, which falls under Iryna's law, is also a Class D felony. But attorney Tim Kennedy says the comparison stops there.
What Iryna's law does is take certain crimes that are inherently violent and that require violence as an element of the crime, not just the outcome, but as an element of the crime, which goes to intent, which goes to how the crime is actually carried out.
Still, Kennedy says laws can evolve.
We never put anything past the legislature, especially with, again, if numbers are on the rise, that's definitely something that's going to get their attention.
For Lensdell, the bigger question remains
how we can do better in enforcement and prosecution for violent crimes that occur while driving a vehicle.
Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.